At only 8 years old, Willem van Eyck's older brother described the boy as evil personified. Born in 1941 in the small village of Corderar in South Holland, Van Eyck grew up in a working-class family and had many siblings. At school, he was an outcast and the victim of severe bullying. He was given the nickname Crazy Little Willem because of his bad behaviour. He began collecting dead insects and dried frogs, and then progressed to torturing dogs, drowning cats, and kicking ducks to death. He often skipped school to torture animals and soon began dreaming about raping and killing women. After leaving school, Van Eyck committed petty crimes for a living. On June 22, 1971, the body of 15-year-old Cora Mantell was discovered in a ditch. She had been strangled with her own scarf and then raped. On August 19, 1974, Alger van der Plat was found near a road inside a cornfield. The 43-year-old had been viciously murdered. Suffering multiple stab wounds, her stomach was cut open and her left nipple was cut off. Several witnesses reported to police that they had seen Willem van Eyck riding his moped in the area on the same day the body was found. Police arrested the 33-year-old, who quickly confessed to the murder of van der Plat, and a short time later he would confess to killing Cora Mantell. He explained that he had seen the teenager hitchhiking and decided to pick her up and act out on a long-held fantasy. He felt regretful about his actions, saying, "She had only lived for such a short period of time, but I finally had my chance, and I took it." Willem van Eyck was sentenced to 18 years imprisonment. The disturbing details of the murders were revealed during the trial, causing several attendees to vomit. Psychiatric reports explained that Van Eyck had severe childhood trauma as a result of mostly female bullying and rejection by women. Van Eyck refused to undergo therapy and was deemed to be the most difficult patient the clinic had ever had. While in prison, Van Eyck married his pen pal, a woman named Adri. In 1990, he was released and moved into a house with Adri in the village of Harkstede. Psychiatrists believed that the relationship would prevent Van Eyck from reoffending. However, the relationship quickly went downhill, and before long, Willem van Eyck would become known as the Beast of Harkstede. In November 1993, the body of a 23-year-old prostitute named Michelle Fadel was found in a ditch. She had been strangled to death. Another prostitute named Annelies Reinders was found dead in a canal on January 21, 1995, also strangled. On July 17, 2001, the naked body of 34-year-old prostitute Sasha Schenker was found in another canal near Harkstede. Her clothes were found months later. They had been thrown into the canal inside a plastic bag weighted down with stones. The clothes were found near the home of Willem van Eyck. Because of this, Van Eyck became the prime suspect. He was arrested on November 12, 2001, and like the murders, nearly 30 years earlier, Van Eyck confessed to the 3 killings. On November 7, 2002, Willem van Eyck was sentenced to life in prison. He challenged the ruling, but it was upheld. Between his release and his second arrest, 8 prostitutes and several other young women had been murdered or vanished in and around the area of Van Eyck's home. While some were later proven to be the work of others, Van Eyck remains a suspect of a number far greater than the 5 he was arrested and charged with. A journalist who was writing a book about Van Eyck interviewed him in prison. Before his first conversation, the journalist was warned by a guard, "Make sure that the table stays between you. The man is a monster. He could strike at any moment. You're dead before you can even press the alarm, within 30 seconds. During the conversations, Van Eyck showed no remorse for his actions, and only found it difficult to discuss the murder of van der Plat because of the extremely brutal nature of the killing. Van Eyck stated, "I am a hunter. I know how to kill." When asked about other murders that he was suspected of committing, Van Eyck replied, "I killed 5 people, first 2 and then 3 more. Either I tell the truth or I tell nothing." It was reported that Van Eyck was the lowest on the prison ranking and had been attacked multiple times by other inmates. Eventually, he refused to leave his cell. On June 19, 2019, Willem van Eijk died of unreported causes at the age of 77.